My name is Sandy, and I would like to talk to you about cancer, kidney cancer, and Dr. Sangtae Park, who used to work at the University of Washington. They found that I had cancer, so I had to have a surgeon, and Dr. Sangtae Park is who they picked to be my surgeon to take my right kidney and the tumor, the cancer tumor. After the surgery, I had to go back to have my my surgery checked, and I asked Dr. Park, what the heck? Where did that come from? And the first thing he said was, when did you stop smoking? And I said, I've never smoked in my whole life. But I was a flight attendant for 28 years with American Airlines. And he said, well, you were around a lot of smoke because that's how this cancer gets into your body. And it's settled in your kidney. And so it's carcinoma, and smoke is a carcinogen. So just for you to know. So Dr. Park took my kidney. I went in to have it checked, and he said, we got it all. Don't worry about anything, but after 5 years, have a party, because sometime between 5 and 8 years, this cancer is going to come back, and it's going to go in about 20 different places, and we're not going to be able to do the surgeries to remove it, and you're going to die. And he never referred me to an oncologist. He just sent me on my way. Well, about 3 weeks after my surgery, around Thanksgiving, just a little before Thanksgiving, my hip started hurting, and it got to the point where I couldn't walk very easily on it. And I called Dr. Park, and I jokingly said, did you drop me? And he laughed and said, of course not. And I said, well, I know that, but my hip is hurting, and it's hurting a lot. And he said, oh, it's probably just a little arthritis. You're getting to that age, and so if it hurts in a month, call me back. Well, it was hurting more and more and more, and so I finally decided that I needed to start asking him to do another scan. Well, he refused to do another scan, saying the protocol was 6 months, and they wouldn't do another scan for 6 months. So I was pretty upset, and I continued to call and kept him updated on how much this was hurting me. And so finally he agreed to do a steroid shot in my hip to make it stop hurting, and it was supposed to last for, I don't know, 3 months or something like that. Well, it only lasted 2 days, so I started begging him to do a scan. They did a scan on, I think it was January 16th, and he said that it was just some arthritis, just suck it up. So I have seen the scan since this time, because this is 2 years later. And in your leg, you have your ball and your socket and the neck of your femur, and then your femur. Well, the cancer was in the bottom neck of my femur. If it would have been arthritis, it would have been where the bones rub against each other. So they were not correct, and they cost me my leg, because if they would have done another scan and recognized that it was kidney cancer metastasized to my bones, they could have drilled into my bone. They could have just scraped out the cancer and then filled it with this bone cement, and I would still have use of my leg, and I'd still have my muscles. I only have 1/3 of my muscles. I don't have any ligaments or tendons, and I just have gross motor skills. Well, what ended up happening is that I tried to find Dr. Park afterwards, after I found out about this being kidney cancer, and he apparently moved. So, oh, I forgot to tell you, he sent me to physical therapy to try and walk on it. Well, I kept telling him that when I walk on my leg, it feels like my bone is bending like this. It just feels like it's bending. And he wouldn't listen to me. He said I was just need to get used to it because that's what cancer or what arthritis feels like. So when we finally did the scan 6 months later, which I actually got it moved up from May 31st to May 10th, and when they did the scan, they realized that my cancer was about this big, almost 2.5 centimeter, or no, I'm sorry, 4.5 centimeters, which is about 2.5 inches, 2.25 inches. Well, the neck of your femur is only about as big as your thumb. So my bone was truly broken, and he was trying to force me to walk on a broken leg. So now I refuse to go back to them to do the surgery. Now he referred me to an oncologist, which is what he should have done back when he first realized that it was kidney cancer, because they could have done so much for me, but he didn't do anything. He was practicing out of his field, which is actually a crime, and that is what they have insurance for, is when they screw up like that. And he totally screwed up, but he screwed up so bad that he actually moved to Chicago, and in his bio he erased everything having to do with Seattle or University of Washington or anything having to do with being out on the West Coast. So you have to think about that. He's hiding. He knows he screwed up, and he is trying to hide so that he doesn't have to fix it. Well, I think he needs to fix it, and that's why I'm making this video. I'm hoping, number one, that if anybody gets a doctor called Sangtae Park from Korea, you need to run as fast as you can the other way. And he's in Chicago. As far as I know, he's still in Chicago. And then the second thing is that he needs to make this right. My life has been horrible. There is nothing that I can do anymore. There is nothing I can do. I could go on for hours about my life before he screwed up and after he screwed up. I need a cane to walk. My doctor that did the surgery thought I would never walk with a cane. He thought I would always need to have a walker. But after 10.5 months of physical therapy 3 days a week, which I can't tell you how exhausting that is to do, but I'm finally walking with a cane. So if anybody sees this and anybody knows him, you need to show him this. Or if you know anybody at University of Washington, you need to show them this, because I need help. I need a lot of help, and they owe me. Thank you so much.